Hi, my name is Bijoy Goswami, and I'm the founder of the Bootstrap Network. The Bootstrap Network had its first founding chapter in Austin, Texas, a little over 3 years ago. It's since expanded to cities around the U.S. and, in fact, 3 in India. And the Bootstrap Network itself is a network of entrepreneurs who are bootstrapping their businesses. In the course of that time of creating the Bootstrap Network, which really came out of conversations I was having with other entrepreneurs and encouraging them to bootstrap their businesses, I was asked by the city of Austin to teach a one-day interactive Bootstrap Bootcamp. And having done that and seen the effect that that's had and the impact that it had on entrepreneurs or anyone that was really taking that course, I wanted to find a way to scale that out to a much larger audience. And so I've created something called the online Bootstrap Bootcamp, which is simply available at bootstrapbootcamp.com. So very excited about that. Now the question is, what is bootstrapping? Well, having studied the successful, incredible entrepreneurs like Richard Branson and Hewlett and Packard and so on and so forth, who've created these amazing ventures and worked with entrepreneurs, the pattern I've seen is it amounts to something very, very simple and elegant, which is bootstrapping is about taking the right action at the right time. The great bootstrap entrepreneurs don't worry about all the steps that are going to happen later on. In fact, they don't even take the common advice that what seems to be out there about how you do this. They simply focus on where they are and what the venture needs at that moment. Now, one of the things that this reveals, though, is that there are certain myths about what the right actions are to take. For example, the importance of business plans, the importance of investor capital. These are 2 things I see commonly happen out there with entrepreneurs who think that up at the ideation stage, that first stage of the venture, I'm supposed to go and create this business plan and get someone to fund it. That's in fact the worst thing you could possibly do for yourself and for your venture. So we'll explore that. We'll explore what those right actions are, where those things fit in the sequence of steps. And once we see that, it becomes fairly simple about what we've got to go do. Hard to actually execute, but simple at least to understand. Now, what are these right actions at the right time? The way I've come to understand them is that there are a series of integrations of powers of 2. 2 things come together at each of these stages, and they circle around each other, kind of like around the yin-yang, and they finally integrate into the center. That integration is what then, the output of that integration is what then actually takes the next step. And then it comes together with another power of 2, and that integrates, and so on and so forth. So the right actions are simply a series of integrations all linked to each other. One of the key integrations that's out there, that's really important in the ideation stage of the venture, is the founding team. No bootstrap venture, regardless of any stories that you might have heard, and the focus on particular entrepreneurs, happened without a team in place. And invariably, that team is about complementary energies. What do I mean by that? Well, I wrote a book called The Human Fabric. And in The Human Fabric, I talk about mavens, relators, and evangelists. These are 3 personality types, or energies, if you like. And these energies are vital to have to come together in order to create the basis, the foundation for a successful venture. So that power of 2, that particular power of 2, of the founding team, of those different complementary energies that are very different, is really, really important. And then also, not just how they play out in the ideation stage, but how that dance continues to unfold through the subsequent stages of the venture. So that's something that we'll really focus in on and look at. Now the output of that ends up being 3 very straightforward things. In the ideation stage, the result of that integration is something we call the demo. In the valley of death stage, that's the second stage, the result of it is something we call sell. And in the growth stage, the third stage of the venture, we get something we call build. Demo, then sell, and then build. That's the way the sequence works. So we'll talk about demo, sell, build. We'll talk about the MRE, Maven, Relator, Evangelist framework, the powers of 2, and how all that wraps into simply taking the right action at the right time. Now what's exciting for me about the online bootcamp is that it allows the student, you, to take the course and to kind of come to these concepts at your own pace and in your own way and in your own time. We've taken all of the course and broken it up into these different chunks. It involves me speaking, talking about the concept, showing various video and graphics and text that complement it, and then the exercises that you can go do to actually integrate the concepts for yourself. So even though the course content is about 4 or 5 hours, you'll actually take it over a 2-week period. I hope that you do that so that the concepts really begin to sink in. Why I'm passionate about this is because I believe that creating successful bootstrappers who can go out there and create amazing ventures is something that's going to make the world a better place. It's very, very simple. And part of it for me is, the whole thrust of it for me really, is to empower entrepreneurs and bootstrappers to go off and do that. Because then we'll all benefit. I'll benefit from consuming that. You'll benefit from creating something that's a direct result of your passions and your talents and your unique capabilities. So I hope that you'll take the Bootstrap Bootcamp. Again, it's at bootstrapbootcamp.com. And learn the rules and how this game works so you can go be successful and have fun and create great ventures. So we'll see you on the other side.